The summit looks like it's going to be very interesting indeed. I want to stress a couple of things that I think are very important for us in Europe. So right now, as we are, of course, all united in supporting Ukraine, I think it's very important that we are coming to the decision to supply the million rounds of ammunition that Ukraine needs. But underlying that is our fundamental need to increase European industrial capacity in defense, but not only in defense. This is one of the important lessons that we need to learn, is that in Europe we have to have the capacity also to help ourselves in times of need, so that we can help also our friends. Ukraine is fighting for our basic values, and we need to make sure that we can supply them with the arms so that they can succeed in this fight. Turning to the economy broader, I think this is also a broader lesson that we need to refocus on in Europe, is our economy. Making investments into research and development, working on our trade agreements to expand the partnerships that we have. These are all extremely important aspects of how we will live better in the future. The world around us is not getting easier, it's getting more difficult. We're seeing that China seems to be strengthening some sort of relationship with Russia. We see that the Chinese and the US relationship is drifting further apart. Europe needs to find its footing. What is our stance vis-a-vis China? What is our stance vis-a-vis future growth? So we have lots of issues that we need to discuss. Most importantly, to remain united around Ukraine and to support and make the investments in our own arms industry so that we can follow through on our promises to our friends.
But on the economy, do you feel like we're losing the game because we can't even ratify an agreement with countries like Canada?
I don't think we're losing the game. I think we need to refocus that this is a very important aspect of what we need to do. We need these trade agreements. The trade agreements is the way to open the door for our business to move in. And we know that we have, for our industry, we need also raw materials. We have to make sure that we have access to these materials and that we have access to our future growth.
Europe needed energy, oil, gas. Do you have any negotiation with the Middle East to buy the energy or oil, gas, especially with the Iraq or the Iraqi Kurdistan?
No, Latvia's situation is a little different. We are now buying LNG, and there are negotiations for getting the long-term contracts. But what we're focusing on in Latvia is greatly increasing the amount of renewables. We'll be moving much more aggressively into offshore wind production. Offshore wind production has huge capacity still in the Baltic Sea. There's lots of untapped capacity, but that also means that we will need to develop hydrogen technologies, because you will need to store green energy when the wind is blowing, but when you don't have demand, so to even out the system. We cannot only in Europe look towards new contracts for fossil fuels. That's not the long-term future. The long-term future is more green production, but also more green storage, and that means moving into hydrogen technologies. Sorry? I think it's very important that we hold, yet again, we had about a year ago a first introductory, shall we say, discussion on China. I think we need to think hard about what we really want our relationship to be. And I'm convinced that the best position that any one of us as member states can be in is if we have a joint European approach to China. Combined, we are very strong. Individually, it's divide and rule. And I think history has taught us this very, very clearly. And we can see that in our combined strength, that is how we are able to aid Ukraine. It's only through our unity.